Hello everybody, December 27th, 2012 here at Happy Dog Farm. Neighbor Al here. Did some more work on the shop today. Want to share a little bit of the progress with you, lessons learned. It's chilly in here. So one of the first things I did was I put plastic over, I just stapled plastic down over the screen door so I have sort of a wind block. That's the beginning of me trying to tighten this place up a little bit to hold heat. Even with no insulation right now, any heat source in here, be it my tilly or the lantern or the propane or the kerosene, whatever, all that heat's going straight up into the hayloft because of holes, and the door being open really didn't help at all. So El Cheapo blue tarp, all I needed. Got some little furring strips, wacka 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 wacka, with my air stapler, and that at least now I don't have any wind blowing in here, which on a gusty day, because of the gap underneath the barn doors, it got breezy in here. So none of that anymore. Second huge thing for me today, I want to tell you, is that the critter guards are in place. Now I don't have a lot of light in these sections, but if you look closely, I think you can see there's screen blocking all of those openings in the rafters, joists, depending on when I look at it. You can certainly see them there. Now the whole point behind that, those keep birds from going in the main aisle and roosting, and the ones that I've done up here keep raccoons and cats from climbing down and nesting in the insulation. So really what I've done is I've put my version of rat guards on the shop, keeping them out. That's just regular hardware cloth. I'm using my really beloved El Cheapo Harbor Freight pneumatic stapler. Staple gun. Makes very quick work of it. It doesn't seem to mind the cold. Like any tool, give it a shot of oil before you get to work, and it flew. It went very quickly as it could. By the hardware cloth, I use a cutoff tool, and I just cut the roll in half like a roll of salami, and then I use the same cutoff tool to cut it to lengths. And the narrow ones are 12 inches by 12 inches square. The wide ones are 12 inches by 14.5 inches to make up, because they don't have that doubled up sister joist there. So, you know, that's huge. That's a big progress. The next thing that's going to go in that's going to make the big difference is solid plugs of foam are going to go up there, and that will block the air from going up and out. There's that. So, and then the last thing is, I don't know how many of you work outdoors in the cold. Why, you ask? Well, it's just the way it is. But a couple years ago, I was using a rubber airline for my compressor out here in the winter. Horrible, very bad idea. Then I got a PVC one, which might as well have been filled with ice water because it was stiff like a rock. And finally I kind of caved in and I bought a Flexzilla, a green Flexzilla airline. And I'm kind of here to tell you, if you're working outdoors in the cold, they're not what I'm going to call terribly tough, like the PVC ones where they've got that really abrasion-resistant surface on them. But if you're working out in the cold, like I'm doing in here, I'm not dragging them over the roof or something like that. I need something that will flex. It's actually warmed up because I turned on a heater. It is just above freezing right now. I've been out here in the teens Fahrenheit. And this airline that I'm going to show you was really quite flexible. All right, let's hope that this all works out. This is a Flexzilla airline. You can see this is pressurized. It has about 80 pounds of pressure in it, 70 pounds of pressure in it, because I was just using the air hammer. And then I pumped up a heater with it. It is a really good cold weather airline. The downside of it is because it's so flexible, you're going to give up a little bit of your static pressure to the hose itself. If you're using air tools and you got a single line, it doesn't really matter. It's fine. But you'll notice that when you charge it and you release it, you'll see it swell and release a little bit. So you're giving up a little bit there. But what you're giving up is nothing compared to trying to wrestle a stiff, resisting PVC air hose, or a rubber one that frankly didn't even last a season and started cracking on me. It did not like the cold. The barn obviously doesn't get as cold as outdoors, but when I've got the main aisle doors open because I'm working on something, it gets frightfully cold. I'm using the air compressor out here now. Eventually the air compressor is going to go back in the garage in the house because I don't want the air compressor even getting that cold. But there's a time and a place for everything, and if you're working out in the cold, you have an unheated garage even, Flexzilla, it is the way to go. You know, these are shameless product endorsements because people do come to my links to look to see stuff like this, but they don't pay me for it. I'm really happy I found this product. I was miserable for a while trying to find something that would work in the cold. I wasn't happy working in the cold myself. And if you've heard people talk about it, they cost more money, but I'll tell you, they're worth it. I would just say in the summertime when you can use the PVC, or you can use a different type of air hose, put it away. I don't use it in the summer. I don't need it in the summer. Why wear it out? I hang it up out in the sunlight, I put it on the shelf. It comes out in the winter. So, Flexzilla, it's a good thing. I'm happy with it. You see them for sale really everywhere. I got mine at Tractor Supply, you know, whatever. You see a lot of them by color, and they're saying they're this or they're that or they're a mix. Hey, I can't speak to that. I can only speak to Flexzilla, and I believe that's a silicone rubber, which is why it's staying so flexible at a colder temperature. So don't go by the color. Look for what the ingredients are. This one does not say what's in it. It's just saying Flexzilla by Legacy. I guess Legacy is the manufacturer, and Flexzilla is the what it is, a registered trademark. So the color green is kind of nice because it's easy to call it out and find it, but don't buy a hose because it's green. Make sure you're getting something that, I believe this is a silicone jacket on here, which is why it's so flexible. Also looking inside, it does have a nylon weave inside of there, and that's giving it its strength. It's rated 300 pounds per square inch, way more than I'll need, so it's doing the job for me. So that's it. I'm uber happy about the critter traps, getting those in. That was a tight squeeze, trying to get in there with the air gun. Those are 1/4 inch staples I'm using, and trying to hit the wires with the 1/4 inch staple proved to be a bit of a challenge, but they're in. Blue tarp, cheap blue tarp. Cover up the door, keep the draft out. Right now, I've got my 50-year-old English Tilly warming my backside, and it's really quite nice. Why do I have a lantern lit when I've got 2 lighting fixtures? It actually adds a lot of light, it adds warmth, and it adds a bit of color. It's not quite as cold a light, because that is kerosene. So, that's it. December 27th, 2012. Wishing you a Happy New Year. If I don't fire off something before then, I don't think I'll be firing off anything before then. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.